Hello, and welcome to Addigy. Today we're going to be covering how to create your Apple push certificates and how to assign them to your Addigy policies. These certificates are vitally important as they are required for Apple devices to be enrolled into an MDM. To begin, you're going to navigate in the Addigy portal to the account page here in the bottom left and the MDM settings page here. It's going to bring you to the page we see here, and on the right, we're just going to create new certificate. Now, first step is to download this csr.plist file that we have, and you can click this blue hyperlink to go to the Apple push portal, which is where we're actually going to create the certificate. Once here, you're going to sign in with an Apple ID, and then you're going to upload that plist file that we've just downloaded from Addigy here. Once this is uploaded, we're going to be presented with a completed certificate that will download here. And from there, we just need to feed that completed .pem file to Addigy like so. Once done, we'll provide this a name. I'm going to call this YouTube Push Certs. And then make sure that you provide the Apple ID that you use to create this. Again, you can only renew these certificates. They will expire after a year, and they can only be renewed with the Apple ID that was used to create them. So it's very important that we save that information here in the portal. That way we can go back and know which one we need to use to renew the certificate when it expires a year from now. My usual recommendation is to create a calendar invite about 11 months out. That way you can make sure that you're getting in updating this certificate before it expires. Now, once that certificate is created, we'll then go and we'll apply it to our policy here. Now, in this case, I'm going to create a brand new one. We'll call this YouTube Push Certs. And in this case, I'm not going to designate it as a parent. You could, if we were creating this nested within, say as an MSP, I could add it into this client's policy here, or I could just create it as its own top level, which is what I'm going to do today. We'll save. And then once it's been created, we're going to go into the settings tab within this policy view. We're going to find that certificate that I've created. We're going to call this management profile. This is the name of the enrollment profile that will show on the device in the system settings. If you're ever looking through that profile list, if you see this name, this display name, that is the management profile where your push certificate will be assigned. And we'll just call this Addigy. And if you're ever kind of confused or wondering what we should put for the description, I usually go with something like this. This is the management profile for the device. Do not remove. Again, if you're using automated device enrollment, you can set this profile so it is non-removable. But if we're not using that, an admin user can remove this by providing the proper credentials. So including a little helpful notice into that can help deter some of that. From here, we'll just click Save, and we have now assigned the profile to our policy. Last consideration, last thing to talk about here. Again, I mentioned as an MSP, you're going to have multiple push certificates for each and every one of the organizations that you're managing. Apple requires that every org have its own unique certificate that's applied to their devices and only their devices. With our policy structure, it makes it really easy to make sure we're following those rules and assigning those accurately. Now, as a single entity user or an internal IT, you could also elect to use a global enrollment profile. This will allow you to apply one singular certificate to your entire Addigy instance, making it so it will automatically inherit to any other policies that you create. With that, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again soon.